Good morning, morning, everybody. Morning, gear. First one in today. Good morning. Oh, got my drink. It's so warm. Good morning, morning, Sparta, and good morning, EDM, and good morning, our Twitch viewers. One-eyed Steve. Good morning. Oh, I've got a story. Got a story for today to tell you. Not buffering, am I?
PCDD, you little shit.
I better turn that down a little bit because that's a tad loud. No idea where my little volume control's gone because it's Windows 11. It's shockingly bad. Got a little story to tell you this morning. Good morning, Mike. Good morning. I was just replying to your comment on my latest video. I had another video go live this morning, guys, if you've not seen it. Morning, Mick. Good morning. Yeah, I had a video go live on... Oh, where have I put them? That's really going to puzzle me to where I've put them. I know I've put them somewhere. So got some DDR4, DDR5, both laptop and desktop RAM testers. So yeah, that's the video which went live this morning. We've got a final video going live tomorrow, which is the review of the rechargeable soldering iron, which I've shown a couple of times on stream. So I've got that one going live tomorrow. But I took some things to the tip, or I don't know what you call them, reclamation site. Do you have them in other countries where you take all your excess household waste? So if you've been doing some DIY, you take them to a council-run, state-run place, and you can throw bigger items away. So I did these solar panels the other day, and I just had some bit of debris left over from it, and I thought I'll just take them to the tip. And I'm at the tip, or refuse site, recycling centre, whatever you want to call it, this morning. And, oh, that's the wrong picture there. That's my head what turned up. And there's a guy throwing this away. He's actually throwing this away and a Lanyin case. But the case has got a dent on it, so I didn't want the case. And look what it is. It's an AM5 Ryzen 9 7900. That's how I've took it. And remarkably, you'll not believe this, we've got 2 sticks of 16 gigabytes, 6,000 mega transfer RAM, DDR5. I said to him, I said, what are you doing with that? He went, I'm throwing it away. I went, what's wrong with it? He said, oh, it's don't work. I says, what's in it? And he basically said, open case, it was quite a full size ATX case. And it was a Lanyin case, which I know were very good. I've got one personally in my gaming setup, but it did have a dent on it, and I thought there's no point doing that. I said, do you mind if I have the board and everything out of it? He went, no, not at all. He went in the back of his car, because I know full well if they take it out of the car, you can't get it from the recycling thing. They won't let you have it, mainly because they probably want to keep it and sell it on or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I says, do you want to out for it? He says, no. I said, what's wrong with this? He says, oh, it just don't work. I'm like, okay. I said, look, and I were in my uniform. I said, look, this is me. I gets me. It says it's PCDD repairs. If you don't mind, I'll have it. If you don't want anything for it, I'll quite willingly give you something. No, it just don't work. I says, are you sure? Because even that, if any of that works, is worth a lot of money. So no, don't want it. I said, well, when I get back, I'm going to do a live stream. Please check me out. Always trying to get some subscribers, obviously. So. No idea what's wrong. Oh God, it's so warm in here. And I wasn't actually going to stream because I've got this one in pieces, which I started last night. You'll see multimeter sticking out of it, which I started last night, which is a really bizarre one as well. It'll only post if the main 12-volt power rail is above 12.10 volts and it's been completely drained. So there's some type of signaling issue on that one. But I'm going to get into that because that's another one, and I think that is all to do with RGB RAM. I think that's what's caused that one to go on there. But we'll deal with that one in a bit. I just thought this one would be a bit more interesting, a bit more exciting, and a bit more wow. We've managed to get this. So anyway, again, cut a long story short, I was then talking to one of the guys who works there, and I said to him, I said, what do you do with all your computer stuff? Do you get a lot? He said, we get loads. He said, we take the RAM out He says, we've got a bag in that lockable shipping container over there, what we put all the RAM in. There's somebody who comes and pays us £30 a kilo for mixed RAM. And motherboards go into that one, CPUs go into that one, blah, 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 blah. And he came up with all these different prices, but I kind of, we're just looking and we're amazed. It was like a kid in a candy store. I says, you do realise some of this could be worth several £100s. And I mean, several £100s. Some of this gear. He went, yeah, we just let it all go on bulk. I says, okay. I says, could I get some? He went, well, what are you willing to pay? I went, well, I don't know what I'm willing to pay, but here's my number. Give me a call if you get anything. So whether anything comes of it, I honestly don't know. I said to him, I said, any computer parts, or as long as it's not completely destroyed, and any retro gaming or stuff like that. So tune in. We'll keep an eye out. And I think my plan is depending what it is and what we get for it, I might do it and then maybe give it away as a prize or something like that. Morning, Dave. Good morning, Dave. So yeah, good thing. So we're actually going to have a go again at scenes that we're free and being thrown away. We're going to have a go. So we'll do a visual inspection first. I think that's got to be on cards, hasn't it? Some type of let's see what we're dealing with sort of scenario, just to see if it is. Morning, morning, GT. I am trying to drink quite a lot. Error, you need to change your video resolution. All right, so I'm just looking through an error on screen. I am trying to drink absolutely loads. We're at 35.7 in my office. Stupidly busy. Stupidly hot. So it's a small form factor case. If you're interested in what board this is, I don't know. I've not even looked up the price of this board. Let me grab my telephone, guys, because my phone's ringing already. Just 1 second. Been busy today. PC repairs. Yes. Okay. Okay. Short answer is yes, very likely. Long answer is it all depends on how it's all been configured and set up. So I know it's not conclusive. And we would have to have a look at it just to see if we were able to do that, because there's a lot of other factors in play, like encryption and things like that. So it's just not a quick yes or no over the phone, you see. But there's a strong likelihood that we can. Yeah, by all means, drop it in with the, you'd probably have to bring the mouse and the keyboard on that as well, just to make sure, because sometimes it can be a little bit funny if it's not working on the same one as what it's always worked on, because that's Apple for you. Just drop it in with that, and then we'll take it from there and see what's what. If it's an iMac, it should have, because an iMac's a desktop. If you've not, I've got one, but sometimes it can just be a little bit awkward, that's all. Okay. Yeah. Well, as I say, if not, it's not the end of the world. We can usually get around it. It's just makes life a little bit easier in case there's any issue. But yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. Just come there. Just let me know before coming. Well, I am closed on Wednesday because I've got a family funeral on Thursday, and unfortunately, I've got another one on the Friday, so I am closed Thursday, Friday next week. Yeah. It is. Yeah. No worries, at all. Okay. See you later. Bye now. Sorry, gents. Thank you, GT Auto, for your membership on there. Thank you very much. Much appreciated on there. Sorry, phone decided to ring. It's always case into. So Welcome everybody. Just recapping, because I know some people have joined. I went to the tip this morning, which is a where you throw all your waste away if you don't go in your normal bins for standard collection. And there was a guy throwing a Ling Yang case away with this inside, and the CPU is a Ryzen 9 7900 and 2 sticks of DDR5 RAM. I did offer him money for it, but he just did not want any money for it. So yeah, he says it don't work. So we're gonna have a look at that and just see if it works. It's just small form factor, but do you know if we can get it working? We can get it working. It's crazy. So it is what it is. Morning, James, and morning, Sparta. You're throwing it in, but it's modern. It's AM5 for goodness sake, and DDR5. Anybody who's bought this knows his value. The case had a dent in it, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get on to this. If you're wanting to model the motherboard, it's a Gigabyte B650 IATX IAX. So it is the small form factor board. But I thought we'd just have a look around, just see if there was anything pretty obvious, because, as I say, the case did have a dent in it. So I'm just going to have a quick look around the exterior sides of it, just make sure there's no components which are visibly damaged or knocked off, and things like that. Looking good so far. Not a great deal of exterior components on these because of the smallness of the board. There's not a great deal of circumference. Yeah, there's nothing on that pad up there, so we're okay with that. Yeah, got a little. Wow, it's hot. Just move that out of the way. Just have a look under there. I would say this combination's got to be. I mean, what's a Ryzen 9 7900 worth? If it works with the motherboard and the RAM, it's got to be £350, something like that, £400, something like that. They look all intact as well. Which has come useful because the other one I've got behind me is an AM5 platform as well, and that's got a really weird fault, so we might use this to help diagnose that one, because I ain't got an AM5 board in stock for diagnostics. There's no M2 drive in it, unfortunately, so there's no SSD, so he's had the good mindset to take his drive out at least. I'll tell you what they did have at the recycling centre there with the bags of RAM. They had bags of M2 SSDs and hard drives, separate bags of hard drives. Unbelievable. We're saying they get about £3 per mechanical disc in value when they kind of cash it in as weight. So I don't know what that equates to for a ton bag. But all that so far looks, that's crazy, isn't it? It looks okay. Is it only motherboard, CPU and RAM, no storage? Yeah, no storage. Storage obviously sits under there, but I mean, I've got plenty of storage, so it's not RAM specs. I'll show you RAM specs, James. Yeah, actually, yeah, you could be right on that, James. Could be useful to keep as a test rig on there. The RAM, I reckon this is that's got to be brand new, 200 quid, 250 quid, something like that. I mean, it's not super fast stuff, but it's still fast enough for anything you can throw it into. I bet there's some juicy stuff mixed in it. Yeah. Well, as I say, it was in a Yingling case, a full-size Yingling case. That board looked a bit lost in it. But it was only held in by 3 screws as well. Notably, there is a screw still sat in it as well. But yeah, that's the RAM. So we will have a look. Look at this for a scrapyard find. Let's unplug the BIOS battery just so we're and grab a. Where's my screwdrivers? I've got all my screwdrivers over here. I still haven't done anything else about the other one. What I was talking to you about, James. That's still sat sat there doing that. So let's take the M2 cover off, just to make sure there's no massive gouges or anything under there, and then we'll have a look at bottom of the case as well once we've finished with the top, bottom of the board as well as the top. $300, that's $300 just for RAM. Is that, you knew what? That'll be new, won't it? It did strike me as a bit strange. Why, again, do you know, things just don't add up in your head? And I said, what's wrong with it? He says, it just don't work. Well, that could just be because, I don't know, his power supply had died, or it were a Wednesday and they'd done an update on Microsoft or something, but I can't see any damage under there. Let's just flip to the other side of the board, so we can get this focused in. And we'll just check route exterior, make sure there's nothing kind of obvious where it's got a big hole in it or something, because it could be like that. Used prices also very high, yeah. Well, I might have a use for the CPU. I've got a system that I've been asked to build for a charity. It's a local charity what deals with mental health in men. It's suicide prevention and all that stuff. Well, they don't discriminate of any age, but it's aimed at kind of 20 to 30-year-old men and that sort of age profile. So they had some I had the computer in a week or so ago, and they've just asked me if I can do my machine. So I said, yeah, not a problem at all. And I'll have a look at see what I can do for you, because I have got some used parts to try and keep the cost down, because it's only a small organisation. It's a very local one. They've only got 2 meeting groups in my area. It's not a national one. And its story behind it is it was set up because they lost their son through depression and so on. Like, I think it's all too common. And they've set it up, and they've invested a lot of time and money themselves doing it. So I said, look, I'll see what I can do by providing a computer to get you back up and running. And I were hoping I could get a laptop up and running now at ones I've got. Well, I've got nothing really that I can do. So I'm thinking if I can get a desktop. I've got an old screen that, well, I'm saying old screen, it's one of the screens I used to use in the office. So it's still fully working. It's a 2K 1440 screen. So if I do that, I've got a keyboard, mouse. I've certainly got an AM4 board, and obviously AM4 processor. But what I might do, if this works, I might just say, look, this is that. I'll put a 1 terabyte M2 in it, maybe 1 stick of RAM, keep 1 for testing. Oh no, they look like they should be like that. And might do it for them on that one. So there might be actually a reason for this. This will be a nice one. Just to it's fallen on my lap, and karma is a good thing. Yeah, I can't say anything. I don't know if you guys have spotted anything, because I know you guys have acute vision. Gosh, let's see what the CPU's like. Can't see any burn marks or anything from that. No, looks good. All capacitors seem to be there. I am still wearing my, look at this, what that hot glue did yesterday, by the way. You know, when I did that hot glue, took my skin straight off. And did it there as well, and there as well. Just took my skin straight off, did that hot glue. It was a little bit. So that's the I know the early Ryzen 9s did have issues. So chip might have gone. That might. Oh no, I've just seen what might be wrong with this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know whether this is. We've done these before though. You see that one there? So that is clearly what's wrong with it. and this seems to be just another one up there. I can zoom it. Yeah, so we've got a couple of bent pins. Got one more or less in the centre of the screen, and then we've got one down there. But that, apart from that, that's all what it looks like. I got a sharp implement to straighten that up with. I think James used a needle when he did his. But I've done a couple with sharp implements. Morning DT25005. Welcome back to Twitch. 5-day streak, or current on 5-stream streak. 5-stream streak, that's what it is. This is a board which we found at the local refuge site as somebody was throwing away. So all I said, well, I've got no debt. This is where a digital microscope is terrible, because there I think I'm more or less on top of it. I'm actually about 1/4 inch away from it. So I'm having to use microscope and realise because you get no depth perspective. Can I close that? That might be better if I close that. That'll give me something to lean on. I don't know if anybody's ever tried. I know you might have ever tried straightening these. These are a nightmare to do. They're so small and brittle. And I can see chat moving in the corner of my eyes. Sorry, I can't see it whilst I'm concentrating on here. What we're after is something resembling straight. That's all right, that one. Next one is somewhere around here according to reflections. There it is. I think this one's double back. There it is. This one's double back on itself. This might be a lot more problematic. I think this is going to break. Yes, it has. Oh, that might have just scuppered every option we've got to getting this board working. That one was double back on itself. It's around here somewhere. Can't even see it now. Go on to that, it's there. Oh yeah, it's that one there. That is definitely broke off. He bent a couple of pins and threw everything away. Yeah, I think it might have been one of them rage ones. It could be something that doesn't matter. Check the pin out. I'm just gonna I'm gonna raw dog it and just try and plug it in. I'm just having a look at reflections. If you have a look at reflections on board, you're wondering what I'm doing. If you have a look at reflections under camera and just move it around, you'll get a visualization where the damage is. So you can just see one glistening just about here. And do that so can you just see it glistening with light? And same with that one there. That's the one with straightened, so that's looking good, but this is the one which is snapped completely. So all I'm doing is kind of running it through the light just to see if anything kind of glistens at wrong angle and doesn't look uniform. Let's just zoom back down on that one just to make sure we have, or I have, successfully moved it. Shame not as easy. Yeah, I know. But it could just be a common ground pin. That's the other thing. They sometimes have multiple pins for ground or voltage and things like that. So if it's a common one for ground, we might be okay. So we can see the one which is broken. So let me find it again because I keep losing it. On here somewhere. It's like playing battleships, this. You sunk my battleship trying to find out which one it is. There it is, right middle of the screen. So it's here. Can you see that one just there? So it's the top section which had snapped off. So he's obviously dropped I know it's that pin there, but he's obviously dropped the CPU probably in that corner, which has bent it over. Then he's clamped it down, which has forced the bit over, which has weakened it so much. As soon as we've moved back, it's done that. That one looks pretty much, when it clamps down, it's not going to do anything. I mean, there might be other issues with board as well. If you're wondering why these look considerably different, pins are just facing the opposite direction. So we're looking against the grain, if you like. That's why they look a little bit different, but we're still looking for uniformity. Hi to everybody. Hasby Electronics. Good afternoon. Afternoon, Julian. You can check which pin it is on that link. Oh, I will. I'm going to power it as well, James, just to have a look. But we will. For some reason, I can never. Oh, what the? Like I can see all that. Let's have a look at this link. Right, let's do PC. There we go. Right, James has kind of sent me this link. So I have no idea which link it is. So let me. I would imagine. I would imagine it's either. It's one of these red ones, which has gone. Oh, it's one of these, I think, from where I am. I really don't know. He's so knowledgeable. IKR. A legend in chat. Oh my. Gear, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Guys, thank you. Please thank Gear, the amazing Gear Let Us Repair, again for 10 more memberships. I think that takes them up to a total of 50 for this month. Thank you so much. If you are in chat, guys, and you have received one over the last week or so, thank you. When I first started, and I kind of got some gifts, donations, whether it was 10 pence, 10 euros, 100 euros, whatever anybody did, I found it really quite emotional. And I used to watch Joey, the great Joey Does Tech, when he gets it. And I used to think, come on, Joey, it's what it is. But I get it. I get it. Just the generosity of the individuals who's gifting with their hard-earned money to the community, it just takes my breath away. And I know I go into other streamers' streams as well, and I'll often gift and things like that, just in recognition of how hard creating is, how hard being a creator is. And some of these guys spend so much time and effort putting it together. So yeah. But thank you so much. And again, if you're in chat, guys, please do show Gear some love. Go over to his channel. Hit his like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll be able to reciprocate some of the more than generous nature of Gear when he does his next live stream as well. So you know, we'll all keep an eye out for that. But thank you so much. Thank you. Right, so that is the one on there which is broke, which is more or less center of screen. I'm going to try and count where this is. I'm probably not going to. I can't even. I keep losing it on camera. Right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the right, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 up. If we're saying, so it's not, it's the opposite way around. So let's find pin 1 and work his way back down. So if this is pin 1 up in top right hand corner up here, we're down here, because that's the orientation. So we're 15 up, which takes us 1, 2, wait there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this row here, and then we're 15 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we are that one there. which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it started there. 13, 14, 15. So we are that one there. No idea what MBBCA5 is. Does anybody know what that is? There's a chart down there. Memory channel. Ah! Right, it's a memory channel B. Well, considering it's only got 2 memory slots on it.
PCDD, you little shit.
Oh, kick it. Kick it, kick it. Not good. Would have been good if it was red or black. Yeah, just a little bit further and into it. But let's see anyway. It's a memory channel B according to that. That's if I've counted it correctly. 8 and 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's definitely this row. And then 15 at 1, 2. Let me just move that to the bottom so we've got a better idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so we are memory channel B. So there's a possibility that one stick of RAM may not work. So we might not be able to use one of the sticks. But other than that, I don't know. It's hot, hot, hot. But we'll give it a shot. I mean, there could be other things wrong with it as well. It might just not be. Might just not be that. But even so, even if the CPU works and the RAM works, well, we've got to win. And better than nothing. I'm just going to put that back on just to heat sink the whatchamacallit, the chipset again. We don't want that overheating. A bit like me. Sparta, the Samsung laptop that we were discussing yesterday, spoken to the customer or anybody else who were joining in for the Samsung laptop, you know, the one with the fingerprint sensor issue. I've spoken to the customer and had a chat with him and said to him, I said, look, I can get a fingerprint sensor, but he's not willing to spend the money on a used fingerprint sensor between 20 and 40 quid to get one and fit one. He didn't want to spend it. So he's going to claim off his house insurance to get it, because he says that he can make a claim on his house insurance for the laptop and not cost him anything. So hey, good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Whew. Let's see if you can deform the pin, making it to contact. Yeah, I might. I'm thinking if I bend the end of the pin up. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try. So let me block that bot on Twitch. That one there. Click on there and no, don't click on that one. Oh, I don't want to do this. Got a bot on Twitch. And that one and block. There we go. Block. That Twitch block Twitch bot is blocked. Yeah, what I might do is try it, see if we can get one stick of RAM working. If we can get one stick of RAM working, it would still do, because I'm only planning on maybe putting one stick of RAM in for this other one. If it won't work with any RAM, and we believe it's just the RAM which is stopping it working, I might try and deform that pin a little bit, bending it up. I just don't know whether it'll have enough reach, because the way they actually go, they kind of kick up. I can't really do it with my fingers like this. Let me draw on here. So they come out of the board and then they go up like that and then down to make a spring action, and then you end up with kind of a pin like that. So when you actually put the CPU on, the pad comes about here, and then comes about here, and then as it kind of presses this down, this bit straightens, which then sits underneath that pad. So because it's broke here, it's literally going to be that distance too short. We're going to be missing all that to get anywhere near the pad. Does that make a bit of sense? It does to me when I'm looking at it. So that's what I think what might be the issue. They all kind of push forward a little bit to get where they need to go. Yes, all found 2 slots. Only need to run it with a single. Yeah, well, it's slot B, which it says. That's if I've counted the pins correctly on the damage. I could have miscounted, and it could be because I'm thinking it's 15 in. If I've miscounted and it's 16, 17, 8, 19 onwards, it's in the red and black, and we will probably get away with it. But if it's 15, I am just looking at that. So now 20 onwards. I'll tell you what. Oh no, it's that column there. I'm just keep looking at this picture what James has sent me. Yeah, unless I'm 4 or 5 out, which I don't think I am. But we'll see. Gilshaw, I love you. I love you. Hello. Gilshaw, sorry. I can't do it. I love you. I love you. We've agreed to call him that because I can never pronounce his name. Welcome. We're just working on a computer, an AM5 board and a Ryzen 9 7900 that was thrown away at the local recycling centre. Okay, let's get some power into this board.
PCDD, you little shit.
Cows, moo moo moo, with a single dim. If the pin prevents B from working, it doesn't even. No, it doesn't. That's what I'm thinking. It shouldn't make a difference if it is B. Only if it don't go, oh, why can't I see that? Because it might then still prove problematic. So let's plug some power in. I'm going to get a cheapest chips reliable GPU, which I've got over here because I'm working on this other one with a GPU issue, which is a really strange one. Oh, which we're going to do next. I've come across it before, but I couldn't fix it last time, and I don't think I'll be able to fix it this time, if I'm being honest. I've got a motherboard which won't post unless it's completely drained and posting it above 12.1 volts on the 12 volt power rail. So it's going to be a strange one, that one, or a different one to maybe diagnose. But I have had it. I can get it to boot. Oh, yeah, again, that's really. Anyway, we'll get onto that in a bit. Ooh, I'm just going to get a heat sink with a fan. Not that I'm going to use the heat sink with the fan. I'm going to use my better heat sink. HDMI. Oh, I've lost my little board. Oh. Where's my little power board gone?
Oh, you!
Hey. Look. What am I looking at? Nice board, CPU combo to work on. Yes, thank you, Gulshaw. It was bot in Twitch. I've banned it, cows. Banned it in Twitch already. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was. I've been to the tip this morning, recycling centre, to throw some bits away from my solar panels, which I'm working on. And a guy was throwing this away with a Ling Yang case. And I said, can I have it? And he went, yeah. I said, you do realise it's worth a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. And he went, no, you can have it. I went, shall I give you something? No. To explain what I was going to do, which was basically try and repair it live on stream. But he just weren't interested at all. So, yeah, I don't know, my little startup board's gone. So it was given to me free of charge. So we're going to try and get it working. But as I say, I might have a home for it. Might have a home. All right, I'm going to plug a CPU fan in, which probably is that one because there's nowhere else for it to go. Which one's CPU fan on here? Nothing wrote on the board. I'm assuming, because there's nothing wrote on the board, that one will be CPU because it's the closest one to CPU, but even though it's miles away. I'm only putting a CPU fan in just so we can see if it actually does anything. I'm not going to put the RAM in as yet. We have got hard drives as well if needed, but I will see if we can get any type of beep or anything out of it. So we'll get a little tiny speaker, which I have one handy because I've just put one in this machine down here for diagnostics, which we'll be coming to next. Oh. And where's the front panel? Front panel is down here. Oh, it's system fan. That one, that must be CPU fan up there then. No, that's system fan as well. Blinking Heck is CPU fan. Oh, CPU fans are hiding down here. Found CPU fan. Don't worry, guys. Found it. I can't see a speaker connector for the diagnostic speaker. Ah, I know why there is. That's because I've got my HDMI in. It's not that one, by the way. I haven't got a speaker. Right, so we're going to have to do it without a speaker and just pray that we get something on screen and fan spin. So, right, that is just for the purpose that we can see if it's posting. Power supply's on. Let's see if we can. Tell you what, guys, that's one good sign. CPU is getting extremely hot, so CPU is coming to life as well. Yeah, I honestly cannot believe it is what it is. I mean, he said it didn't work, and we've found a problem with the things he's done to the motherboard. So, yeah. So we're going to try this in channel A because we think it's channel B that has got damage on it. Bear in mind, there's 2 sticks of RAM with it. So flick that over. If we get a picture, it will appear in bottom right. So we'll just post this now. Stick a heatsink on. Let's just pretend it's doing that and see if we get a picture. I mean, what's the likelihood we'll get a picture? I've got the BIOS battery unplugged. So, oh my gosh, we've got RGB. Look, we've got nice RGB. Keep an eye on the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to get a keyboard. Oh, which I've got handy because, again, I'm working on another desktop just there. Just while that's doing its business, let's get a keyboard plugged in. Keep an eye on the bottom right hand corner. If we get a picture, it's going to appear there. I'm not expecting it to post quickly because it is DDR5 and we all know the issues. Yeah, it will flicker. Oh my gosh, guys. Mickey will be making a comeback in a second, James, yes. That says to me, we have a working machine. Let's get Mickey. Since we've got Keeley the keyboard, where's Mickey gone? Hey, Mickey, you're so fine, you are my mouse.
Oi, you!
Oi! Woohoo, we have! Yeah. TFN, hello. That's absolutely insane. Try DDR5 socket test. I could try that, apart from I can't find where I've put them, James. I looked this morning to say, oh, I've just released a video, guys. If you want to watch my video, it's about me. And I can't find my... I can't find where I put them in my office. Let me plug a mouse in. And we'll explore the BIOS. Right. Let's just explore BIOS. Get that down there. Let's go on to HDMI. So we've not got my ugly mug in there. Forget about the temps. The temps will be crazy because I've only just stuck a whatchamacallit thingy bobble on. It's perfect time to... I know it is. I am racking my brains. I will just have a quick look after I've just explored the BIOS, see where it is. But yeah, that would be a good thing, just so we can see the difference on that. Is there an advanced mode on here? Defaults, we don't want to do defaults. No, can't see an advanced, so it must be this. So resizable bar is on, CMS support, XMP we're not bothered about. Come on, you've got to have an advanced mode at top of the screen. So CPU seems to be working. I'm not going to worry too much about it. What I might do is just save this and put other sticker RAM in. But that is crazy that we've got it working. Bot gone. Thank you. I thought I'd done it. I thought I'd done the bot. Sorry, I thought I'd banned it. I think I banned it. I just not deleted it. Sorry, guys. Right, so let's just go back to that and shut this. I still can't believe this works. The other stick of RAM. Not expecting this to work. It's now 2 sticks of RAM. See if it'll post. Keep an eye on the bottom right hand corner. I'll flick over to full screen if it comes up. We have fan spin, we have RGB. This is the pin that we believe is off. Oh, do you need to do that? Easy trash to cash. Yeah, it might take a bit longer to do the training or what it thinks is training. Again, I can't put a speaker on here because there's no terminal for a speaker. So we'll keep an eye on that bottom right hand corner. What a result. Yeah, certainly need to train for a bit. It will appear in bottom right, but I think that B channel is where it's going to fall down. How's solar holding up? I am doing really well, Chris. We are at, let's have a look, 596 watts. There we go. So just short of the magic sort of 600, and I've generated 841 watts today with a total of 19.2 kilowatts this week, which has saved me £5.62 this week alone. So not grand amounts, but I only got it kind of working properly on Tuesday. That's just going into a reboot post. You see its fans slow down and spin up. Let's put my other fan on. I'm cooking. No, what it is, Glusha, when we did the visual inspection, the board had damaged pins on the CPU socket. So I managed to straighten one of them because it was, if you can imagine, it was just kind of offset. So we just kind of straightened it back round. But the other one has basically snapped from here. Well, because the shapes, my finger don't bend like that, but because when you put pressure on that, it lengthens it. Because it's snapped from there, it's going to be so much short and it won't touch the pad. I can try edging it forward a little bit, but obviously at the moment we've got a partially running system. It's whether we take the risk of trying to straighten the pin and maybe damaging some others because they are so delicate, or we just settled on one slot. I would be more tempted to settle on one slot, mainly because the plan I've got for it, which is for a local men's charity to build them and give them a PC, this will be a nice gift for them to do that for. Because, cut long story short, there's a charity local where they lost their son and they've set a group up, a bit like Andy Mann's Club, if you know what that is in the UK, dealing with men's mental health. But this is just a very, very local one that just meet, and their computer's gone down. And I said I'd sort them out something, and this will be a really nice gift for them if I can just get that doing. So just kind of give something back. But I don't think that's going to post. So we're going to shut this down. That would have posted by now if it was going to post. But let's shut this down and pop that sticker RAM out, that front one. And let's just try a post. Might need to put a decent cooler on here as well. I think if I'm going to fit one, I'll probably fit the whatchamacallit, Thermal Master Peerless Assassin. If this then posts, we know that B channel is that. Why can't they show us anything on screen? Well, yeah, we should. Do you know what we should do? Is like some of these things when it's training, play Pac-Man or something like that. It's no, the actual socket is broke. The actual socket underneath the CPU is broke. So if you can imagine the pins, one of the pins has completely snapped off, so it's not making contact to the pin, and the pin which is missing is that one there. Sorry, that one, number 5, memory channel B, that one. Memory channel B, CA5. So that's missing. We look down on here, memory channel B, and it's got that pin physically missing on the board. So the CPU is just not connecting. So that's why channel B or 2.6 RAM will not work, because it's just not got a physical connecting to the memory controller of the CPU. But again, what it is, 34AK. What's 34AK? Did it have a power supply? It had one in the case, but I didn't bother taking the case and everything else. I should have took the case, really. The case was badly damaged, and well, you've been in my office, James. It's not really that big for doing stuff like that. It's for channel B detection. 34AK. What's that? Let me have a look. 34AK. Yeah, 34. Oh, yeah. Found it straight. I didn't realise there were numbers like a chessboard. Hey, you learn something new every day, GT. It can be fixed, but it's not an easy. No, it's not one I want. Do you know, if it was completely dead, the board, I would probably think, But with it working as such, it's probably, in my view, not worth upsetting it too much. I'm going to try and put a. Should have kept cooler, really. I'm going to try and put a hard drive in there and see if we can boot into Windows. I've got a Windows 10 and Windows 11. Should we go Windows 10 and Windows 11? What have I got in my hand? We have a Windows 10 there. Let's check that up. Blinking it, that's hot. That's really hot. Screwdriver. There it is. Let's get physical. I want to get. Let's get this off, and a hard drive placed in. No battery today. Electrician just called me again. Oh no, what's the battery for? Is that for your solar? So let me show you this on camera. That's, ouch, that heatsink is really hot. So that's a conventional hard drive, and you're probably not going to get justice on here. But the customer I've taken this out of has decided to, you can get a better thing. This is the straight one here, and you can see how much bend this has got in it. I know it's got a chip on it, but you can see how much bend. He has completely bananaed his M2, and the annoying thing is, you can see the bend a lot more in real life. You can see the bend a little bit on there with curvature. It's a 2 terabyte NVMe he's destroyed. I think it's probably Western Digital or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, CT 2000. The annoying thing is, that's out of the PC we're going to do next, and he's built it himself, and that's because he's not used a standoff. But that's the least of his worries. Computer's still not working. But he's got wrong screws in here, wrong screws in there. He's got wrong screws everywhere. I'm puzzled now. Does that go over the top? Oh yeah, it fits over the top. I were expecting it to fit underneath. Fits over at top. Right. Let's put that back on then. Don't need to take that off. I thought it were a heatsink for the thing as well, but it's not. I can just shove in that hole. Yeah, put a little heat pad near it to stop it shorting. Not a thin one, or I have somewhere. I normally keep these little heat pads to one side because they can be very useful. Although, put that on there. That'll just levitate it a little bit and stick that on there. Look at that. It's like it were meant to be. Keyboard in. I'm gonna drive in. This should be Windows 10. Might have to come up with a better cooling solution though. Let me get a fan to blow through there because it's so warm in here and I don't want it to overheat. I've ordered a little mini stick-on fan for these. I keep meaning to stick one to the side, but never get around to it. You know what life's like. There you go. Look at that. Who says we bodge things? Yeah, got a bit of flow through it. 10 kilowatt solar battery. Oh, a 10 kilowatt. Very nice. I was looking at a... do you know what? I will ask the question if you don't mind telling me, but we'll do it on Discord. How much that's costing you? Because I were pricing up a 3 kilowatt battery in the UK. And I know it's rip off UK. £900 for a 3 kilowatt battery. £900. How the hell are you going to get from a 3 kilowatt battery? They reckon it's 7 years before you recoup your costs on that price of battery. 7 years. It's just stupid considering they're wanting people to go to it. But Octopus in the UK has just released a plan to get more solar out there with batteries. I don't think they've released the costings of theirs yet. So I'm waiting to see what their costings come back at. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Just to get an indication of what they're going to do. Because Octopus Energy is kind of unsettling the industry a lot at the moment with a lot of stuff that they're doing. Yeah. 10 kilowatt solar but will be charged within an hour. That's cheap, do you reckon, for a 3 kilowatt? I mean, you scale that up for a 10 kilowatt, times it by 3, you're looking at £2,000 a year. Well, it'd be a bit more, probably about £2,500, I would have thought, in UK for something like a 10 kilowatt. Including installation, £7,000. What? Wow, that's a chunk of money. Is that euros? Let's just repost this. Keep an eye on the bottom right again, gents. €7,000. Wow, that's a lot just for a battery, innit? I thought we were pretty expensive. Let's go to Microscopal and see if we get a picture. I am connected up, so let's see if we get anything on here. We had a flash. We've got Gigabyte logo coming up. Oh, our effective cooling is working. Morning, Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. Morning, Ryan on Twitch. He's on his 7 stream streak. I need to say that a little bit more. 7 stream streak. If you're wondering and just tuned in, certainly on Twitch, because we've got quite a few Twitch viewers, 12 Twitch viewers now. Thank you very much. This board here, what you can see, we found. I went to local recycling centre this morning to throw some waste away, and somebody was throwing this board away. It's an AM5 Ryzen 9 7900 with 2 sticks of 16 gigabyte DDR5, and was that it? Yeah, CPU, motherboard, and that. So we just plugged it in. Now we've had to repair the board because the board had a broken pin. This is my version of Windows, guys, on here. Or a working version of Windows, should I say. And we've got no test software in it. So we've now got a working PC. That is absolutely. But do you know what? If he did turn it on and he thought he damaged his board, why throw his CPU away? That's what I don't get. Why throw CPU away? Unless he was completely and utterly clueless about computers, which I know some people are, and they didn't know. He just thought it were broken because of what it was. Because some people probably do not know. Oh, it's too big. Wow, what space have I got? No, it's not too big. But 200 gigabytes. Oh, I know why it's too big. That's better. Yeah, if it was totally a case he didn't know, he might have thought it was that. Crystal disk, need those two, and that one, and that one. Yes, don't need any. Our battery test will come in useful as well. And should be a keyboard one. Where's my key tester? And replace. Done. We'll just let these copy across. I'm not waiting 30 minutes. I can nugget. They cancelled that this year. How about government support? Oh wait, what have I missed? Sorry, I weren't. Can only see thing. I'm hoping to get down to the post office today as well, cows, and get your whatchamacallit sent. I'll copy this at a later date because that's going to take far too long. So we'll just quickly run Snappy because I just want to see if its bits and bobs are working. It's all right doing this, but do you know if it has got a fundamental fault on it? Right, that shouldn't take too many minutes to do. So they forecasted heavy rain for today, and the rain has not come, I will say, but we did get the heavy rain's not come, but we did get a quick shower this morning, and it did cool it down a little, but it's the humidity now. Do a mem test. Yeah, I don't want to do a mem test on this board, mainly because I ain't got a heatsink on it. It'll fry me poor little heatsink that's on there, because it's only resting on. But it does need a proper test. I'm going to do an OCCT load test on the RAM, because that's not as heavy support on the thing. Why not use another motherboard if RAM is okay and you have a CPU? Well, strangely enough, I have got. Yeah, I've got another PC here today, which I'm going to repair, which is actually DDR5 and AM5, and I haven't got an AM5 processor to test with. Still haven't got one because they're so expensive. I have got a couple of sticks of DDR5, but we'll get onto that next. So I might end up using this processor to test that and use this board to test that CPU. So it's probably coming at right time as well. So it's going to be useful for that. Is that what the CPU costs? What? So 200 quid for RAM, 400 quid for the CPU. Even if it's new motherboard or we sell it with this motherboard, it's probably £650 then. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. But it'll be going to a nice home. It'll be going to get away, fly. It'll be going to a good home in the fact that it'll get good use and it'll be useful. It'll do a lot of good. Well, I've got AM4 boards, but the CPU which I've got is a 30. I think it's a 3600 AM4. And me thinking process was going to be AM4 3600 and thermal master cooler, Thermalright cooler, 16 gig of RAM, and a 512 or a 1 terabyte M2 in a. I've got a case upstairs, just a normal basic case, and then I've got several power supplies. So I was just going to put my 650 watt Corsair power supply in it and knock them something together with that. They was literally throwing it in landfill. I should have asked him what else he'd got going to landfill. I could have got quite a lot more. Didn't ask him how he got dented in his case, because it was quite a nasty dent on his. Unless the dent was coursed through. Do you know what I'm just thinking? Whether he's bought it all, built it, it's not worked. He spent loads of time trying to get it working. He's took his frustration out and kicked 7 shades of Shinola out of the case, and that's how he's got dented. And he's seen his backside and took it to the local recycling centre. Maybe he's kind of rage quitted his PC build. He's probably rung me in the past and I've said, yeah, it's going to cost you X amount of pound to get built. And he thought, I can do that myself. I've seen Linus do it on the internet loads. Dead easy building a computer. And he's probably done that. It was probably me that he rang or something silly. Right, Gigabyte, it's going to boot. And then we can do a quick RAM test on it just to see if it is communicating. I'm only doing 1:30 because it will overheat with the OCCT. So let's get this running. Most drivers should now be installed. We don't want spyware putting on, so we're not getting Gigabyte Control Center. Yes. And does it see? It sees the processor. Look at all them juicy cores. Wow. '12-core CPU. Woohoo! 24 threads, 12 cores. It's a nice chip, this. I'm in no rush for that, cows, at all. I've got another 3600 set up here anyway. £340. Well, I was watching something the other day and they were saying that the AM4 chips are skyrocketing because nobody wants to pay price for for DDR5, so they're all going for DDR4 chips, which is obviously AM4 platform. So the AM4 chips are virtually the same price as AM5 chips, which is a bit lunacy, isn't it? Because people can't afford to buy the DDR5 RAM. I don't want CPU to get too cooked on this. Just start that. CPU 64. Just need to keep an eye on that temperature up there. I'm hoping if I let this run, I don't think it's gonna. Come on, throttle back. 5.2 gigahertz. Well, that's probably throttling back now. my little heatsink, which is just stuck on with a bit of thermal goop, is trying its hardest not to fall over and die. It's going, oh, please save me, save me, save me now. I need to get more RAM into my head, going into old architecture. Yeah. 32, 32's maxed out. But should you need any more than 32 gig? I think I've got 64 on my system down, or is it 120 out of this one and 64 upstairs? I can't remember. I've got 64 in one and 128 in the other. I think it's one upstairs. I've got two 64 gig DDR5s in my gaming system. Not that I need it. I'm nowhere near. I probably use, I don't know, 8 to 10 gigabytes, if that. I don't think this is going to have an issue. So I don't want to run it too much because, say, I've got wrong cooler on there. We've got to call that a fix. Fair dues one channel. I don't want to run the risk of trying to bend that pin and damaging other things. So I'm going to call that fixed, considering it's a landfill waste recycled computer. So that's going to go on my shelf as a fixed item. And I am sure they will be over the moon. And I've got a spare piece of DDR5 for testing. The only reason I have 64 gig DDR4 on my computer is because I tried cancelling an order. Leave that in. Take that out because that's the bit I need. And don't leave that on because that looks unsightly. Done. And I feel like a good result. And let's get a tissue and wipe up. It's not the first time I've said that today. I did a computer earlier which had thermal paste all over it. Because I know what you're all thinking. Come on. Get your mind out of that gutter. That can stay clean like that. Nice little free board and free system there. So I'll put all that with that. That's going on my shelf. And I will keep you updated what we do with that one. Where shall I put it? Put it up. Yeah, let's put it up there. Oh, put my fan back since I don't need my fan again. Fan over here. On. We have a challenging one next. Stick my coolers back up here. Temporary cooling. And I will need that. Right, so the next one is one I started last night after streaming, in fairness. After I finished streaming. It was dropped off yesterday. And the story behind it was, he was using it and it went off. And it doesn't work. Which is remarkable because that's what everyone says. Get this over here. The desktop. And we all know I don't have room for desktops on my system. I don't want to live up there. Stay. Yep. Oh my gosh. Get out. It's like an egg. So this is a self build. Not a bad self build. Done a reasonable job at building it. A few little bits which Should have been done different, but I don't think any of those are going to impact the issue. I don't think any of those are the issue, what it is. We have a couple of sticks of RAM and graphics cards over there. Wonderful. Look at that view there, and then that view there. That view. Oh, our camera's frozen. Just let me undo, freeze, whatever is the camera. Face cam. Back onto there, and that one. You stuck with that camera. It's not working. Yet again, OBS is proving how amazing it is. Amazing is OBS. Amazing. So we're stuck on this one. At least I can move this one. Ooh, look. We have this is AM5 platform again. That's my test RAM, so we'll take that out. This one has got 2 sticks of very unfocused, blurred writing. My close that down, minimize that, and open that one, and open that one, and minimize that, and am I on autofocus? Record, camera, human tracking, image, autofocus. Let's see if we can go to camera 2. Face cam. There you go. That's it, manual. So this one has come in yesterday. We have 2 sticks of DDR5 RAM in this, which is still out of focus no matter what you do. But anyway, 16 gigabytes, 600 mega transfer. It's Corsair Pro, Crucial Pro, Micron Pro. So story behind this is the guy said it was working and it stopped working. I will put a little tiny speaker in, but I will tell you now that the speaker is extraordinarily quiet when it fails. When it works, when the computer boots, it's normal volume, but when it doesn't boot, it's incredibly quiet, which is in itself really bizarre. Why would the speaker get quiet when it fails to post? You still get an error code on occasion, but you don't get error code all the time. So all I've done is take his RAM out and take his SSD out, and also I've moved his graphics card because he had it in the wrong slot. He had it in this slot, and that's only a 4x slot where this is a 16x slot, so he had it in the wrong slot anyway, but didn't realize he had it in the wrong slot. I have changed power supply as well, and I can get the machine to post, which is bizarre. I can get it post with my RAM but not his RAM, and let's put this in. I could only get it posting on DisplayPort, not HDMI. Again, quite bizarre. So everything could lead itself towards a problem with the graphics card. So I took the graphics card out, swapped the graphics card, and it posted first time with my cheapest chips graphics card in. And I thought, oh, graphics card. Then it stopped posting. So I started playing around with RAM, and it didn't post with RAM. So I put my RAM in and it posted, and I thought, oh, it's his RAM. So I put his graphics card back in and it posted. I'm like, oh, his graphics card's fine. So took one slot of my RAM out, put his RAM in, didn't post, definitely his RAM. And then it posted. So we're backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So I started monitoring signals and voltages and things like that. And what I did notice yesterday, that his power supply is kicking out 12 point, well, it's a bit of a strange figure. It's not exactly 12. It is, I'll bring it up on screen to show. Digital multimeter. Need that one off. And we need COM port 5, I believe it is. Yes. Yes. So it will only now boot successfully if the 12-volt rail is drained completely, and then it'll boot. And that's kind of where I was with it. €700, sorry, for 64 gigabytes of Corsair RAM. That's crazy. But then again, I saw some other week for a 32 gigabyte stick that wanted £1,036 for it. Unbelievable. I don't know why anybody would buy that. I call the ghost in PC. It could be the ghost in the PC. Yeah, this is certainly a bizarre one. But let's try and post. I have power. I'm plugged in. We'll keep an eye on bottom right hand corner. So if we get a picture, it'll appear bottom right. If we get a picture, power supply's on. So we'll just think. So his GPU's lighting up. So we have got RGB on there. And I am going to tell you what I think this is once I've done it. So we've got no beep. I have put a little beep speaker in down there. We've got no LEDs on the board, but we've got these because it's a non-LED board. And I think I put the BIOS battery back in now. But yeah. So it basically sits like this. If it was posting, I'll tell you now, within about 10 seconds, it goes beep for a single post, which is loud, and it'll post into the BIOS. When it fails to post, it'll go beep, 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 which is a 1 and a 2. 1 long, 2 short, which according to manufacturer's website of the board, which is Asus Prime, it's a graphics issue. I've changed graphics several times. So if we get the power probes on here, this is what struck me as being a bit weird when I was doing it. Stick that in there. So keep an eye on the voltage, which is that one just there. So I've got 12 volts. So just keep an eye on his power. I'm just going to press and hold the power supply. So we're going to shut it down because it's reacting to button, so it's not an issue with that. So it's off now. But look at how the current drains away. If I turn it on straight away, it jumps straight back up to 12.8. Still no post. Graphics fans are not spinning, not even once to try. So it's like it's not initiating the graphics card. So again, it would lead you towards a graphics issue. So we'll just turn that off again. I'm going to hold and press the power button and keep it held in this time. And we'll notice that the voltage down here is draining. We'll keep it held in. I'm going to turn the power supply off manually. So I can keep flicking the power button to see if it'll help it drain a bit quicker. It's not the fastest drainer in the world. It was draining faster than this yesterday. Oh, I'll tell you why it's not draining, it's because I've got HDMI in. Right, so we are draining now. For whatever reason, it won't drain with the HDMI in my OBS. So we'll get that down to where it needs to go, which is generally below 300 to 400 millivolts. So we'll get it turned back on. It's not doing what it was doing yesterday. Coming up to 12.01 and then right, so we've still got no beep and we've got no picture. So let's flick that off. I'm going to change the RAM. Graphics card is got 2 diagnostic lights on here, which only flicker when we power down. Don't flicker on power up, they only flicker on power down. So my test stick of RAM, and I'll tell you why I think this is important in a second once I've done this. So if we just look at the current on there, we'll just drain this back down. I'm just pressing the holding power button to drain the millivolts from here. We'll get down low, power on, and then button. Yeah, it's not doing what it was doing yesterday at all. Right, so we've just got a failed beep. Did you hear that? But it is really, really, really quiet. I'm going to put my microphone in there, so you might just pick it up. So I'll turn it off. Look at the voltage now on the power supply, 12.008-ish. We'll drain it again. My sticker RAM, not theirs. We'll get to below sort of 400 or 500. The probe has fell out. Right, so we're at 250. That back on. Listen for beeps. This time not doing anything. Just proving me wrong this. But we're now at 12.012. Right, I don't know if you call that, but that's one long, two short, which is saying it's a graphics card issue. Back on, post straight away, so it's not had time to drop too much voltage. Nothing at all. It will not post. It'll just go into kind of a fail post state unless we drain it below 0.4. Won't even error state with that. If I swap the GPU, that GPU does work because I've got pictures of it working on that GPU. I took some pictures yesterday for the customer of that. So we will pop the GPU out and we will see. I've tried the BIOS, by the way. I've reflashed the BIOS with the latest version of the BIOS because I have had it posting. I have had it working. It's on version 1.5 or whatever, 4.15 or something. It's the latest version from last month. The BIOS of all things. So I now can't show you the. I think it's that one there. Just turn it on the seat. See if it posts. That's 12. Now, that's just 12-volt line. So we'll do the same base again. I have got a different GPU in now. Still coming up with a GPU error. We might need to swap the CPU. Because I like to have RAM with warranty. Second-hand is still have a warranty. You can still get a warranty on some second-hand parts, can't you? Not in the UK. Warranty won't give you it back. I don't know what country you're in, Kiki, but certainly not in the UK. Your consumer rights in the UK can get your money back. Warranty is just a voluntary agreement between you and manufacturer. There's a lot of misconception that, and you need to look at your consumer rights if you're in the UK. For any type of recourse for that, because warranties, yeah, not worth paper it's printed on more often than not. It's your consumer rights, which is more important. So now it's not even posting at all. Ugh. Let's swap CPU. What country are you in? One man's trash, another man's treasure. You're quite right. What are you in EU or UK? I don't know about you're based, Kiki. But either way, if you've managed to get somebody to give you your repair or money back under warranty, brilliant. Quite often there is something in there which will do it because it will follow. In the UK, they do follow closely with consumer right or your statutory rights under Consumer Law 2015 or the amendment in 2021. But even outside of the 12-month warranty, you've got up to 6 years in the United Kingdom and 5 years in Scotland to exercise any type of claim against the retailer, not the manufacturer in the UK. Nothing to do with the manufacturer at all. And a lot of retailers will push off on that, but no, nothing to do with manufacturer. Your consumer rights lie solely with the retailer. So, yeah, knowing your rights is the important thing, certainly in the UK. Let's get the CPU out. So in this one we have a Ryzen 5 7900. The other one we had a 79, Ryzen 9 7900. So there should be no reason why chips aren't completely interswappable. Interswappable, I've just made a name up there, made a word up. Is interswappable a word? Where did I put that board? Oh. Same here, they just replaced the sticks. They looked only on the serial number, 2-year warranty minimum in Spain, 3 years. Yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know what the consumer, I don't know what your legal standpoint is, but again, in the United Kingdom, warranty, and I would imagine it's the same everywhere in Europe, a lot of people get warranties mixed up with the consumer rights. And as I say, consumer rights protect you for 6 years after date of purchase. Where warranty is generally a voluntary agreement that the manufacturer gives you for 12 months. And what they're actually doing is stripping away your consumer rights, because everyone thinks, oh, it's 12 months. So you go back at month 13, 14, 15, 2 years or whatever, and they go, it's out of warranty. Being out of warranty is irrelevant in the United Kingdom. If you paid, £50 for a television and it broke after 2 years, well, the man on the street under consumer law would say, well, you've had your money's worth at £50 for a TV. But you pay £10,000 for a TV, you would expect it to last, or the average person would expect it to last more than 2 years. So even if it is out of warranty, the retailer has a legal obligation for your consumer rights to get that sorted for you. And whether that's a repair, replacement, or refund is down to them, because it's more than 6 months of age. And that's right up to 6 years, because it must fall within the criteria of being fit for purpose, durable, and I can't remember the last one. There's 3 things it must fit under, and that's right up to 6 years in the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Wales, and 5 years in Scotland. So forget about warranty; it's consumer rights. But it all depends on what product it is and how much it is to what the average person would think is a acceptable length of time for ownership and reliability. Doesn't include wear and tear either. Doesn't include wear and tear. So let's just turn this on. Right, I'm getting hot. Getting very hot. So let's get the cooler back down. Oh, it doesn't cover PCs either. Just let you know that. Doesn't cover computers. Which is crazy, isn't it? Because it's such a widespread. Doesn't cover phones, doesn't cover computers. And it doesn't cover tumble dryers either. But it covers things like your fridge and your washing machine and stuff like that. So there's certain things it don't cover. Getting there. I hate this wiring when it's all stuff like this. Can't see a darn thing. Oh, we've got post. Did you hear it? It posted. I wonder if it's a CPU issue of the rights. It's like a dead law. In the UK, it's only a dead law because people don't know what the rights are. That's the only reason it's a dead law in the United Kingdom. James has hit on the thing of extended warranties. All an extended warranty is to sell you something that you're entitled to anyway. So they just make money from it anyway. because chances are what you're actually getting under your extended warranty is what you're covered under your consumer rights for. So it's a completely different thing. Warranty and consumer rights of the individual when purchasing something are two completely different things. But the manufacturers has put it in such a way that we believe warranty is the ruling factor, and it is not. And there's so much money lost in the United Kingdom because of that. Simple premise of my warranty's expired, and you get told, oh, your warranty's expired, because we've all now been brought up, we've indoctrinated by the manufacturer that you've got 12-month warranty. It's irrelevant, completely irrelevant. Right, so we're now posting. Bottom right hand corner, we've got a picture. There you go. No, it's you don't. Well, you don't have to go to court. You don't go to small claims court. I think it costs £100, £150, something like that. But most big retailers, because again, it's with the retailer, not the manufacturer. So you can't be fobbed off going back to, you can't do it on computers. But let's say it's a washing machine and you go to Whirlpool or Philips or whatever or Bosch. They'll go, oh, you need to set it up with Bosch. No, my contract is with you. My contract is with you, because the law has changed in 2026, in April 2026 as well, for this to be stronger powers for the consumer as well. So there's a couple of reasons. It was April or May, I can't remember, that it changed again. So yeah, it's a lot more is on it. You just need to be telling them that with the revision in the law and the Consumer Rights Act, they're reliable, and most big retailers now are aware of this. So if you show you know your rights, they'll go, yeah, we'll sort this out. But they still make it hard, make it tiring, and make it everything else, because what they're hoping for is people go, I can't be asked, I just need a new washing machine, and they just go buy a new washing machine. That's what they're hoping for. Right, we're going to shut that down. So I just want to see if it'll post successfully again. It was doing this yesterday. Just keep an eye out on the amp voltage meter in the top right hand corner. Right, we've got, that should be a 12-volt line there. Right, we've got post again. Shut it down. Keep an eye out here. We've got post again. Now it's a thing. I'm going to press and hold. So we zeroed. I'm purposely not going to let the voltage drop. Successfully posted again. Do we think it's a CPU? What's gone there? Post it again. Successfully posted. Is that your CPU, or did it come with the board? This CPU I've put in here is the one out of the the landfill board. The customer CPU for this computer is here, and this is not posting with the customer CPU, and it's successfully like this. So I'm just going to swap some more bits out now. Put the microphone back on, so I'll put it down there for the beat, but it looks like it's successfully doing. So we put the customer's RAM back in. Ouch, you blinking thing. I'm bleeding again. Why do they put so many sharp things in computers? Do they know I just keep... Urgh. They should only let adults do this. If it's not a blister, it's blood. I know. It's like it's the dissect. They're getting their own back on me. You know, for all them times I put heat and everything on them. They're all getting their own back on me, all these computer boards, one by one, aren't they? Torturing me. Right, let's try it with customer RAM. Put it in the right way. It works better, doesn't it? No matter how hard you shove it in, it won't go in. You've got wrong way around. Got to flip it over and get it in. Come on, who's your daddy? There we go. We're in. Ouch, that's hot. Let's see if... Oh, come on, screen. There you go. It's monitor gone off. So we've got a 12-volt line. I'm just waiting for a beep. It will be RAM training now. I'll be straight up and we'll have picture down here. So good news is his RAM is working. Let's see if his GPU now works. So it looks like it's his CPU. The customer was thinking it was his motherboard. And I must say, with the issues that it was having, I thought it was motherboard as well. But this is why it's important to test. You just cannot assume. I assumed I was going to fart the other day. Boy, how wrong were I? No, you just can't assume to make sure it is that. But I thought everything was pointing towards motherboard, just with the way it was dropping voltage and things like that, because it was dropping voltage on the 12-volt line. No 12-volt line directly interacts with CPU, but it was just weird how it was doing that. I think the issue he's had is he's probably fried his CPU because he's using the stock cooler and there is no other fan in the computer. He's got a fairly beefy outputted GPU. He's got no front fan and no rear fan. So all he's been doing is blowing warm air at his CPU. There's no rear fan, there's no front fan. So he's probably cooked his CPU, which is really annoying. So let's see if this posts. Just waiting for the beep. Yeah, posted straight away. Yeah. I think we've got to say then, categorically, it was CPU. I have suggested that he fits a different cooler, so I'm going to quote him on a thermal right cooler and one fan at the back and 2 fans at the front, so a 3-pack of fans just to get some airflow coming in, so he's just not sitting in stagnant hot air and then some coming out of the back. So I think it's been an oversight when he's built it, which is one of the oversights, plus using the stock cooler on this chip. I think this one's rated at 105 TDP. It's a bit right on the borderline of what that cooler is really going to handle, and when it starts boosting and things like that, you suddenly start pushing towards 200 watts. It's just not adequate at all. It would have just fried it. It's a good job. I had that CPU. I know we spoke about this. Is one we sent some videos about last night, James. Both me and James had a chat yesterday evening about this, and I was certainly leaning after I'd done some tests on it, James, and even speaking with you, that it could well be a board issue. And I think you were probably leaning towards the same. Not speaking out of school, I think we were both leaning towards that. But I think where it is, it's looking definitely like CPU. But what we will do, just to confirm, we will bring that little test board back. And hot, that is really toasty. We'll try that little test board, you know, the one we've just repaired, with this other CPU in, and if it is that, oh, at least we know. At least we know. If it's doing exactly the same, at least we know. Don't want to damage that. But I suppose good news is it's not blown his RAM, which again was one of the things which I was worried about yesterday when I was working on it, that it was possibly a RAM related, because it did post. I got it posting with my GPU and his GPU, and also with only my RAM. Could not get it posting at all with his RAM, but that could just be because it just felt like not posting on that particular attempt, even though I did try and post it numerous times. Right, so this is cooler and CPU out of that other machine. Please fall over and die. That's what I'm wanting you to do. I don't want you to work. I would like to fall over and die to prove our understanding that this is what it is. There we go. CPU is one of these. It's that one there. There we go. A cooler with a fan on so we can see when it posts, because there's no speaker on this one. Stick that on there. Just give us a little bit and stick that down there. I'm not expecting this to post. I'm hoping it fails. We will plug the graphics card in, but I haven't got a beep on here. So the only way we're going to know if it fails is if it doesn't put a picture on screen. So we have life. So this is a working board with what we believe is a failed CPU. Oh. What do you do if a customer needs board/CPU check and you don't have any of these particular ones in stock to swap out? I've had this. I've got everything apart from probably latest generation. I have got an AM5 board actually set up there. I have got an AM5 board, so I do have an AM5 board I can take, and I've got a 13th gen Intel board as well. I haven't got a 13th gen or 14th or 15th gen Intel chip, and I don't have a spare AM5. I do have two AM5 chips because I've got two personal PCs with them in. So if it was a toss-up between the board and CPU, I have been known to strip my system down to pop the CPU out and then try their CPU in my board and vice versa to eliminate one or the other. So it's a rarity. Oh, somebody at the door. I wouldn't expect anyone, so give me 2 seconds, guys. It was Mr. Postman, Mr. Postman, hey there. Yeah, but for me, there's no other way I can really do it, Julian. I suppose I'm busy enough to warrant spending 150 quid on a CPU. I just don't want 150 quid sat on the shelf to depreciate an asset. For the amount of times that I need to test AM5 CPUs is negligible, really. Right, that's shut down and it's not pulled a picture. So this is doing exactly like it was doing in the other board. So I do think it's CPU, this. i5 1200F. So no hope there. I got the AM5 still to give you. Yeah, you've got the AM5 board up there. But I mean, that's going to go in my other system. That's going to, when I upgrade my work system here. But yeah, I do have a selection of CPUs and whatnot, Julian. So if you ever get stuck, let me know, and I don't mind popping one down for you to try if you ever get stuck needing one. Oh, that was it. RGB. Which is what I thought the other one was going to be. So I'm glad I didn't tell you that story. So we'll forget about that. Higher than my i9, or is i5, or is it an i5? It starts on i3, i5, i7, i9. They had more cores and more cache generally. Higher up you went. So depending what you were doing, whether it was ever going to be useful for that. Well, I'm just keeping an eye out down here just see if it posts. That's why I'm just letting it do RAM training or whatever else it needs to do. But it would help if I click the RAM in. So let's just click the RAM in. There you go. So yeah, i9 was certainly better than i3. Whether you'd notice much between an i5 and an i7 or even an i9, but you only got i9s on later generations, I think. But they've scuppered that now anyway, because they call them ultras and something else now, and stupid stuff which I don't even understand. So yeah, it gets a little bit more confusing on Intel stuff. I much more understand AMD's lineup, because basically bigger the number, generally better the chip. Windows 11 right now in the middle of i7. It's the generation you need to watch for. i7's the model, the generation is the numbers after it. So like a 12400F is a 12th gen chip. So an i7 9700 or would be probably a worse chip than an i3 12400. So you've got to look at the generation, which is the numbers afterwards as well. And then the F at the end meant something different to the K. I think the F was, did the F have graphics? And the K doesn't have graphics, but the K is unlocked. Again, they changed it. RGB back in life. Yeah, that's what you were saying. No RGB on DDR. I'd not got it plugged in, but it is plugged in now. But we're still not getting any picture down here. So I've got to say that the CPU must be dead on here. I would imagine if I reboot it numerous times, we may get a possible boot out of it, which is what was happening the other day. But when I was doing it the other day, the only way I could get a boot out of it is if I upped the voltage. F, no graphics. Is that what the F is? I know it was something to do with graphics. The flicker, what you see down here, is the handshake signal coming through. That is all that is. On a normal monitor, it would come up in the center saying no signal after it had done the handshake, because it gets the handshake and then it says, right, I'm alive, you're alive, tell me what you want, send me a signal. They then don't get a signal, so it says no signal. So the flicker down here is just the handshake signal happening. So we can tell that the initial handshake has happened, it's just not initiated if we send any video through. Crazy HP, no TPM. Yeah. Well, your hash keys for passkeys are stored in TPM as well, aren't they? The new to replace passwords and whatnot, that's all encrypted on a Windows machine in your TPM module as well. So there are some other bits which TPM can be useful for, but you can bypass it anyway. It's easy enough to bypass. Is your TPM and secure boot protocols, even on the ones where Microsoft said, "Oh, we're not bypassing it anymore." Right, CPU is not really getting warm, so I do think it's a dead CPU. So at least we know what we are telling this customer on here, which is you've probably killed it because of the amount of heat you put into it and not give it correct airflow. So I wouldn't say that's an easy one, but it's, it's what it is, isn't it? Put my graphics card away. Ooh. So we need to swap these CPUs back. Otherwise I'll be sending wrong CPU with wrong person. So take that CPU out of there. Just like a piece of Welsh cheese, very carefully. Take that CPU out of there. Put the damaged broken one in here, which is the original one for this machine. Close that back down and put that on the floor to tickle. There we go. And get that cleaned off. Put that in there. Done. Job's a fish. That's back with correct CPU and one stick of RAM. So that can go back on the shelf for charity. Ouch. Put them away. So if we look at a Ryzen or AM5 processor, let me just see how much these are so we know what we'll be quoting customer. AM5 7900. Wow. So the cheapest AM5 7900, £274. What? Or they do a Ryzen 9 7900X, 268. They do a 9900X for 296. They do a 7800. Well, you get 7800X 3D. That's what I think I've got one of them sat somewhere. Oh, I have. I've got one of them sat in a box somewhere. I can find that. Might see if he wants to buy that one out of my old PC. Oh, I can't. Because that's going to go in my new system. So I can't put that one in. Right, I'm going to have a conversation with him, see which chip he wants to go through and have on there. So I'll have to ring him and see what he says. Okay, let's move up to put my DDR5 run back up here. I've got a laptop next. Oh, that reminds me, that's supposed to be being picked up today. Don't know who's picking that up. It was delivered by UPS. I don't know if UPS is picking it up, which is the one going back to Dell for warranty, the Dell battery. I would say fingers crossed for a rapid recovery. I thought, well, that would be cool. Have I missed something there? I like my i9. Had surgery yesterday morning on my hand for contracture. They did a nerve block on my whole arm. What's contractor? Is that where your middle finger does that? Just managed to come unnumb. Ooh. I get the fingers crossed bit now, so he won't be able to cross his fingers. Ooh. I've got to have a filling, first filling I've had in. Oh, cracky, I can't remember how many years. I can't get in for like 4 months. What? 4 months to wait for a filling at a dentist. Crazy. Right, let's bring USB. No. Will it charge off USB? No. It's DC, this one. So let's leave power meter on screen. Power rigged up. Turn the power supply on. Useful. Yes. Port 6, I think this is on link. Yes. There we go. Good at that one. We should have power. Resize it because for whatever reason it's always the wrong size. Because it's stupid. What is it? It's stupid. I think that's the trace. Yes, that's the trace. Zip. There we go. Done. Flip that back over to microscope, so at least we've got a pretty picture of some wires. Dupe, you're just doing this to test my reading skills now. Dupe reptians, contractia, contract. Can I just warn you? I am dyslexic, so I do struggle like anything reading. Dupe reptins. Dupe reptins. Is that type of dinosaur? Contractia. My mouth is a disaster zone. I don't mind going to dentists. I know a lot of people are scared at dentists or worry about it. Dentists don't bother me. Only thing I don't like about it is the waiting around, because they're never on time. They rang me the other day and said, "Can you come early?" I went, "Yeah." They rang me at 3 o'clock. "Can you come early?" It weren't due until 4:30. I said, "Yeah, not a problem. I'll come early." So I got there early, sat down, waited. I got seen. Bearing in mind I was there 40 minutes early. I got then seen at 4:20. I says, "You told me to come early. I've been waiting around, and what's happening? 3 people's gone in front of me. Oh, he's got somebody in with him." I went, "But you've told me to come early. Why tell me to come early? I don't like the waiting around. I just find it an inconvenience. I'd rather be in and out." Well, that's about right. I got it somewhere close. Got it somewhere close. This laptop is ever so warm. So what the customer is complaining about, we have power. I've got a power light here. Power light is on. Just see that. Caps lock is not responding, as we can see. Let's press and hold, see if it goes off. Power light has gone off, which is good. Turn on. Power light's come back on. Caps lock still not responding. Ooh. We have picture! Oh no. Tony Symboltech came in the other day, bless him, and he went, because I always say we've had this one dropped off because it's not working, and he says, aren't they all not working when they get dropped off? I says, remarkably, Tony, no, some of them just work when I turn them on. And I think there were a bit of disbelief to say, nah, it's never right, but some just work when you turn them on. Because the one the other day, that was the lady who insisted on paying me, and all it was brightness down on screen, where this one is, it's clearly working. So we are just going to log in just to make sure everything is okay with this. Oh, we've got a complicated password. I need to use 2 hands, oh, what is that? One of them signs? No, I have no idea. Is it a? I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to ask you to guess what sign, what letter this is, because I haven't got a clue. I have no idea at all. Can anyone tell me what that middle symbol is? It's not an and sign, by the way. Correct answer in chat, please, because I have got no idea. I know it's 2 S's, or are they 2 5s? Is that S something S? But I do not know what that sign is. It's not a ampersand. It's not an, and it's not, it's not an and sign. See you guys. Gotta go. Oh, see you later. I love you. Bye-bye now. Have a good day. Hey, SOS. Well, it don't fit in with rest at word because it is a... Well, I don't even know what word is. It looks like a word, but it's not a word that I would know how to spell. So it's not like I could say that's a letter O. It could be an X. Could be an X. Supersonic Corn Dog. Hello. 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 Born again laptop. Yeah. Fish. It's a fish. Could be an 8. We're going to have to try some of these combinations, aren't I? Well, I am going to try these as people have suggested. Let me just pull the... So that is, it's going to block me out into, that's the first one, then that, then that, then that, then that. So first one is 8, that. No, it's not 8. So let's go back to that. I ain't got a fish on my keyboard. Is it an X? It's not an X. Ugh. It's a born again laptop, it is. You have to wait 1 hour, that's fine. You're missing a point. Just talking about that, Sharky. I went, not other day, but a couple of appointments ago. And I can't remember, 3 p.m. my appointment, let's say. And I got there at, I don't know, 10 to 3 or something like that. So I was a bit early, even though you end up waiting until 20 past. Because they're rubbish. So I sat there waiting, and it got to, I think, something like 3:45. So I'd been there 50 minutes at that stage. So I said to the woman, I says, my appointment was at 3 p.m. It's now 45 minutes later. How long is it going to be? I've got to go back. I work for myself. I've got customers coming. And she went, oh, you're next one. I went, okay, as long as I'm next one, because people's been coming out. So I sat back down, and you're sitting in an open reception, and this woman came in. It's peeing it down my range. She came in with a pushchair buggy with a young child and 2 little toddlers. So 3 kids, one all under 5, I would say, and one in a buggy, pouring with rain, dripping wet. And she went up to count. She says, "I'm really sorry, I'm late." She went, "What time your appointment?" She went, 3:45. She says, "Oh yeah, we'll have to cancel your appointment." And I kind of glanced at clocks. They've got a big digital clock in reception, 3:46. So woman quite rightly said, she went, "It's actually 3:46. I'm only a minute late." She says, "Yeah, you're late, so we've got to cancel it." So I'm thinking to myself, hold on, she's 1 minute late, but you're making me wait 45 minutes. So I said, "Can I just ask why you're cancelling her appointment if she's 1 minute late, but you're expecting me to wait 50 minutes? I said, "Clearly you're running behind. Why would it matter?" That? "Well, if they're late, we don't see them. It's a matter of policy." I went, "She's 1 minute late. You can see she's got 3 kids." Someone's going, "No, it's all right. I'll just go. I'll just go." I went, "No, it's not right." I said, "We're waiting 50 minutes here because they're running behind and you're 1 minute late." I said, "She's clearly not late." She's, "We won't see her because she's late." I said, "But you're running 50 minutes at least behind." She said, "Yes, but if we see her, we'll run even further behind." I went, "But she's got an appointment. She's got an appointment." 1 minute late and they wouldn't see her. Would not see her. Would not see her. And I am sure to this day he stuck that little pick in my teeth even harder to get his own back, but like this computer does. It's unbelievable. They just have so much power, some of these receptionists. Anyway, it could be 585. Let's give that a shot, or number 6. Let me try another password. I just thought I'd tell that story. No, not 585. Is it a number 6? So let's try number 6. No, not number 6. My PC, your PC dumped. Oh dear. You mean you've dumped it, or you've done something else? Any progress on what we think this might be then? Oh, wait that. Oh, I can't. I might as well just turn it around and be a damn sight either. Any progress on what we think that middle symbol is? I thought it were an and sign, but it's not an and sign. I've tried that one, Julian. Yeah, tried the and sign, because that's what I would have assumed it was. I mean, I know his name don't begin with S and his wife's name don't begin with S. I would think it was, Stephen and Sarah, for example, at the end of the password, but it's not. And the word it makes up of, it isn't a word. Let me try 5 and 5 just to be double sure. But anyway. No, that's not it either. So we don't have a password. Wonderful. Try Y. Give it a try. Nope, not Y either. Google says bog off. Do you think it could be capitals? It could. Yeah, I suppose it could, because they are a little bit bigger. Oops. No, not capital S and S, and I've tried S and S lowercase with an and sign in between them. I'm not going to reset it because it's a live account. I can see it's a live account. So if I reset it, I'll lose all his passwords and whatnot. He only wanted to check it because it weren't switching on. Look, try A. Do you reckon A? Well, let's give A a shot. I could. Well, no, because in fairness, I can't show you rested password. But in fairness, there is another letter A in it. That's why I didn't think it was an A. That's his A. Sorry about the bloodstained nails, but that's his letter A. So it is quite a different letter to what the others were, to what that is. So that's why I'm thinking it's not an A. Type the Devengere number 4 using a standard keyboard. Use need to an. Well, do you know? I think if I've got blood all the way down my nails from stabbing myself. if he's gone to that extent of doing that, it's certainly a good cryptographic. Then the serviceman put a whole new replacement modem and 2 other boxes, fiber optic converter, and the phone box. I had one modem, did it all. Now I lost some TV channels. Oh no! I've tried it and signed James. Look like a alpha rotator. I know it's. If I can't show it reset password obviously, but he's got a cap. He's got a small. Yeah, sorry. He's got a lowercase a in the password, and it doesn't look anything like that sign. They're the only 2 S's if they are S's, but I don't know what password is. Zippy Fiber bought by a Canadian company now. Oh dear. Never even heard of Zippy Fiber. They're obviously not UK based, are they? I would have thought they were UK based, but I'm just going to reboot this machine. Should we see if it's charging? And turn it on. Turn the lights off. Oh yeah, we've got 2 point some amps of charge, so it's charging as well. Is the no? He's not. He's about 87-year-old white British male. So I'm not assuming that he's of any other descent apart from that. I mean, he could be using it, but you would think he would make a point of saying to me, it's got a special character in there, rather than that. It'll come back and he'll go, oh, it's a pound sign or something like that. Let's just try. Or he'll go, oh yeah, that's my old password. I forgot. I've changed it. I wonder if it's a euro. No, it's not a euro. I ain't got a clue what it is. There's nothing on keyboard which looks like it. Unfortunately, I only stayed for my first 2 days of my mind reading course. I didn't do it full week, so I do struggle with reading minds. Aries, it could be Aries. Good router. It's a 1 to 10 gigabyte file. Oh, very nice. Come out of Manila for phone help. Oh right. I think a lot of them are overseas. Have we just got a follower on Twitch? Did we get a follower on Twitch? We did. Thank you, whoever that was following on Twitch. I missed that. I didn't see that at all. But Cows was all over it. Thank you, Cows, for that. Not seeing that. Try Asterix. Could try Asterix. Let me try an Asterix. That might be another one. Nope, not Asterix. Let's try a reboot at computer. I think if it reboots, regardless of me logging into the system, screen weren't coming on. So I think that's all it needed anyway, was turning on or software resetting. So I might just ring him and go, yeah, that was £390 for doing that, just at labour time. Oh, why has it been that expensive? Well, in fairness, I corrected it within 4 seconds. Just needed to hold power button down. I said, rest at labour time. He's trying to guess your password because I can't read your writing. Thank you. Is Rebel? Is Zara on Twitch for your follow? Thank you very much. Give it the photo of the full password. I can't, James. I'm sorry. Ask AI. Oh yeah, I could always do that. I suppose I could always do that. But again, it's not. I wonder if I've got it on text message because he is a repeat customer. See if I've got any other text message. Because if I've got a text message from, oh, he's rung me on WhatsApp. Why ring me on WhatsApp? No. Wonderful. Ah, that's interesting. That's interesting. What What? Yeah, sorry, I can't. I won't. I won't read what I've just put on here. Yeah, so it's posted again, and I'm going to call this one fixed as well because I've got no password. If customer don't provide me keys to car, I can't drive it, can I? So yeah, if it don't rattle or squeak now, we've got to call it fixed. Right, get that one back off, get that one put under there, and throw his password, if that's what you can call it, his telephone number under there. Get there. Oh. Right, just let me have a look at what I've got. My next job is, which is that there. Oh, dear me. There, and that one. Right, so guys, I am going to call it as that because I've got nothing else to do. And I'm out. I'm going to pop to the post office and post this for Hot Cows. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got nothing else coming in, so I wish you all a good weekend. I'm going to set a couple of raids off, one to Andy. I think I'm going to set it off on YouTube, and then one on Twitch as well, to one of the creators I watch, in fairness, on Twitch, Alex. So yeah, it might be good, it might be bad, but please, by all means, give him a shout out as well, and just make sure you say it's a raid from PCDD Repairs. It would be so appreciated on both channels. So guys, enjoy yourself. We'll catch you all later. Bye bye now.